What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole, this is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Welcome. How you doing?
Oh, welcome. I feel like today is so like on brand for us.
Oh, man.
Throwing it back to our olden golden days.
Oh, my God. Yeah. It's going to be a fun one. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh,
Very silly stuff. Very silly stuff to talk about. Oh, my gosh.
And by silly, we mean fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Is anything that we do like
Serious? Not
serious?
dumb? Yeah.
Erudite? No, I don't think so.
No.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, the dumber the better.
Truly. Oh, how you doing?
I'm good. Just getting ready for the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting new headshots tomorrow, so I've been like washing all my clothes, steaming. I like sent my agent a bunch of pictures of outfits and we picked them together. I just did a makeup run. This is not my regular look. This is like my could we book her as a young, edgy, cool, hip person? Could we? Wing liner, a nice red lip, but like a reddish brown. Like not like a bright red, because I feel like reddish brown is more in right now. So
Yeah, it's like cool girl.
yeah, it's like
yeah.
I'm like just a little done up, but I'll be wearing like a striped shirt, a jean jacket, overalls, a shirt with skulls on it. It's gonna be great.
Oh, can't wait. I can't wait to see them. Very fun.
It's
Love
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Love
How
that.
are you?
Great.
You're rolling solo.
Oh my God. DJ's out of town for like a week and it's rough.
You're doing both jobs.
All the jobs. It's, it's fine.
It's fine every once in a while.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's just a lot of work. It's just, well, luckily Jack is in preschool. So it's like, I can, most of the day is like pretty chill.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like the end of the day trying to wrangle everybody and everybody's like, everybody's tired. Everybody's melting down. It's just like trying to get everybody to eat, trying to get everybody to listen to me. It's just fucking doggone take me away.
Yeah.
I wish like we could still like threaten kids with like scary things.
Yeah, like a spanking.
or like if you don't start listening to me, you're gonna like the
boogeyman.
The boogeyman's gonna come take you away.
Yeah.
Like,
but then it's like that's trauma.
It's trauma, and we don't do that to children anymore.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. That's rude.
Yeah,
and mean and sad.
I feel like my parents never really threatened me when I was a kid with stuff like that. But then also I don't know. They did a lot of stuff wrong. A lot of stuff right.
They did the best they could with the tools they had is
right.
I think what we have to say now. That's the thing to say.
100%. They're fine. They're great. But yeah, I'll like look back and be like, as a parent now, I'll be like, oh man.
Yeah.
That
wasn't right.
That was very wrong. But you know what? I turned out just fine.
Yeah. You're aware of the landmines that you need to miss. You know where they are. But you'll step in some other ones and not know it. And you know what? You'll only find out when your kids tell you when they're adults.
Yeah. When they're like, Mom, I need to go to therapy.
Yeah. Well, that's true of everyone. Listen, every kid's messed up somehow.
If I have sons, if I raise men to go to therapy, you did your job. I did my job, like, right?
I feel like there's a good chance that'll happen just from the family that you married into. It's very
100%.
Normal.
Yeah.
And open and like, yeah, I think you could get there easy. You got this.
Yeah. Yeah. I if I could raise vulnerable, open young men, I will
and then
retire.
Can I offer you like a positive?
Yeah.
If you do raise young, vulnerable, sweet, open young men into adult men, they'll probably get bullied at school by all the other boys. So like you won't be the source of their trauma. The other kids will. And then it's like a win for you.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Like,
that's
what are you
true.
talking about? Your feelings, you asshole. And then whatever, but then maybe they'll just like read in their room a lot or whatever. And that's cool also.
I just feel by the time they're in school, I mean, there's always going to be bullies and there's always going to be asshole.
But like that will be the standard. Like
like, you know
that's
you know the new 21 Jump Street, you know how like
how it like flip-flopped cool what was cool.
Yeah.
What's his butt?
Channing Tatum is like the jock or whatever.
I always want to call him Tanning Chatham.
Man, your Chatham is so tan. How'd you get your Chatham so tan? Oh, I'm just tanning my Chatham. Oh my God.
Do you go out in the morning sun fully nude and tan your Chatham? Did you hear Josh Brolin tans his Chatham? Every morning, rain or shine. It's harder in the rain, but he says he gets it done.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. I don't know. Who cares?
Tanning Chatham. That's a very good mouthfeel.
You know what? If I ever start an electronic like down tempo like shoegaze band, it's gonna be called Tanning Chatham. Just
that's great. I love it.
Calm trues, like that, like kind of.
I don't know any of this stuff.
Right. Yeah,
but I love it. Also, it makes me think of you could just rewrite that Barbara Streisand song. Do 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 do. Tanning Chatham. It's a bop. Certified bop.
Oh my God. Okay, well.
All right. Well, we were talking about whatever. Cool.
Speaking of threatening your children with scary monsters.
Yeah.
This is a cryptid episode.
Yeah, baby. That's why we're getting back to the olden days.
Back to basics.
Back to basics. Thanks, Dr. B. She knows what's up.
Yeah.
It also applies to the podcast, not just our lives.
Well, we'll just like go through these like phases where we just like are talking about, I don't know, just weird random shit, and then we just haven't talked about a cryptid in a long time.
Yeah,
I feel like we've talked about almost every cryptid there is at this point, but
if there are ones we haven't, well, at some point we'll have to talk about the cryptid Heidi Klum is a worm, probably.
A fucking just if you haven't seen pictures of
so
Heidi
good.
Klum from her Halloween party this year.
Yeah.
Her costume was a worm. Like a fucking, she looked like a actual earthworm.
Yeah.
And when I say I looked at these pictures for, I don't know, an hour straight, and was like crying, laughing, like literally had tears streaming down my face, like looking at these pictures. I am not fucking kidding. I'm not even exaggerating. Every time I'd look at it, I would erupt into laughter.
You were so tickled.
I was so tickled. I just like knowing how hot this woman is and just like how cool she is.
Yeah.
For her to like do this is just like so ridiculous and so funny, and I mean she's just a fucking lunatic, and I love her. An absolute maniac. Like I love her.
She really, I mean, the best pictures were her out of the worm, but she still had the face of it. Like
the best pictures ever were her on, like, just laying on the floor.
as a worm, her little face looking up. The makeup, the people that did that makeup is incredible. Yeah. Oh my God. That's how much Erin loved it.
And her husband was like a fisherman.
Yeah.
So
she was like the bait.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid.
It's so funny. But it was like so elaborate. Like, my God.
I love the dedication.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I know.
It's fucking iconic. So
I know.
Good Lord. Anyway, back to cryptids though. Heidi Klum is one of them now. Oh my God. But no, seriously, we are talking about a specific creature today.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait.
It is the Fouke Monster. It's from Arkansas, and in Arkansas folklore, the Fouke Monster, known as the Boggy Creek Monster and the Swamp Stalker, is like, it's supposed to be like an ape-like creature.
I love the name Swamp Stalker.
Oh yeah.
It just like, I don't know. It could be so many things. Obviously, some sort of swamp area stalker, but also it makes me think of like swass, like swamp ass. And like, what if there was like someone who was like, what if there was like a guy in the club or something and he was like, that was his superpower. He like sniffed out the sweatiest asses and then he like danced up on those ladies.
I'm thinking of like somebody making a brand of like, you know, that like Lumi stuff that like deodorant you can put anywhere.
Oh yeah, I've heard the commercials, I think.
I want somebody to make a brand called Swamp Stalker that is like for swamp ass.
Yeah, Swamp Stalker. See? Like it's on your swamp ass like a stalker.
Yeah,
like, it will find your the swampiest parts of your body and deodorize it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's great. Maybe it's like a live culture. Like an enzyme.
Around, it's just creeping around on you like Heidi Klum as the worm.
I wanted to call her Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum in the club.
Heidi Klum in the club is an earthworm. All right.
Oh my God. Okay, so so it's from this little teeny town called Fouke.
P.S. It's Fouke. We were calling it Fouke, which is way more fun.
What a Fouke!
What the Fouke is this monster, y'all?
Yeah, but apparently it's pronounced Fouke.
You know how that monster came to life?
Somebody had to Fouke. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody fooked an ape.
Yeah. Fooked an ape.
Somebody fooked a Bigfoot.
Yeah, somebody fooked a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And we have the Fouke Monster. So yeah, it was allegedly sighted in the rural town of Fouke, Arkansas during the early 1970s. And also, as the lore goes, this little swamp stalker, big swamp stalker, I should say, was alleged to have attacked a local family.
Ooh.
So it's not just like this elusive creature.
Like deep woods.
Yeah, like when you hear about like Bigfoot or Sasquatch, whatever, you just think of like this big ape-like elusive creature in the forest that's keeping to itself and not bothering anybody. But this motherfucker, he's out here attacking people. So we're gonna be making
this mother Fouker. Oh my God. Yeah, he's fucking trick-or-treating and shit. He's showing up at people's houses.
Yeah, he's stomping around on people's porches and reaching in windows and shit.
God damn it, get the Fouke out of here.
Fucking shit, man. It's become a part of American and Arkansas folklore. It also influenced the local culture in Fouke, with a lot of businesses capitalizing on the local lore.
Ooh, so like talk about that.
This town has like 300 people in it. There is not very much going on. I mean, it's probably a little bit more by now, but in the 70s, there was only a few hundred people. And, it's like if something like this happens and it kind of puts your little town on the map, you got to capitalize on it.
Yeah. It's like fucking Baker on the way to Las Vegas with the big thermometer. It's like if no one had that big thermometer there that was drawing attention, world's largest thermometer, we wouldn't have alien jerky. We wouldn't have the big fancy gas station there. We wouldn't have the Del Taco. It wouldn't be the pit stop it is today.
That's right.
So
yeah, just think about all those kind of like landmarks in your neck of the woods, wherever that may be, and just like think about its claim to fame and how they have or haven't capitalized on something that has like put them on the map. So good for them is what I'm saying.
Good for them.
So yeah, all the folklore even influenced the 1972 docudrama horror film The Legend of Boggy Creek, which in its day became the 11th highest grossing film of 1972 and is still considered to be a cult classic.
They only made 11 films in 1972, but still.
I was like going to look and see what other movies were out in 1972.
Yeah.
Let me look because I need to know what like kind of quality we had up against, like what it was running up against. Movies in 1972.
I feel like if it's a cult classic, that usually means
okay. This is 1972 is the year that
like
The Godfather came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Deliverance, which,
Damn. What?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so it was up against some big films.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. Last Tango in Paris. Jeremiah Johnson. Okay, that's what this movie reminds me of is Jeremiah Johnson. It has like a lot of the like nature like shots and stuff.
Oh, I don't know what that or who that is.
Oh,
is that
okay.
a movie? Jeremiah Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
yeah. This
Return of the Dragon with Bruce Lee. Oh man.
Oh wow.
I think who is in Jeremiah Johnson? Robert Redford.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad used to watch it a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, well, yeah. So there's a whole ass movie this is based on. I watched it. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, I almost watched it and then I didn't.
Okay. Well, you didn't miss much.
Okay. I didn't think so.
Okay. So what if you're like, okay, I'm still confused about what this cryptid looks like.
Yeah.
It's ape-like, like we said.
Yeah.
And various reports between 1971 and 1974 described it as being a large bipedal creature covered in long, dark hair. People were saying it was about 7 feet tall and maybe weighed about 250 to 300 pounds. How would you know? I mean,
I always am like, I never understand that. Like, I know how like in 7-Elevens, when you leave 7-Eleven, there's usually like a thing to see what height you are so that.
Yeah. I get like, okay, sure. Like that's fine to guess.
Like height.
The height. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
weight?
yeah. The weight, I know.
What are you talking about?
Also, if it's 7 feet tall and only 250 pounds, it's like fucking skinny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's lean.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's pretty lean. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But then you see the pictures, and then like from the movie and you're like, no, it looks thick. It's thick like Bigfoot.
Yeah. And then some people, one of the witnesses described it as 10 feet tall with an estimated weight of 800 pounds. So that's thick.
Yeah, that's thick.
But also,
and that's
like
tall, dude. That's
10 feet tall. That's the size of a fucking
I don't
house.
even think my ceilings are that tall.
I mean, a lot of people's aren't.
Yeah.
So, okay. It's pretty much Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Like, that is the vision. And someone described it. I was, like, watching this little, like news blip about it because it was, like, last year it was the 50-year anniversary or whatever of the of the sighting, the first sightings. in Fouke, and the like news reporter described it as sasquatian.
Oh,
And I thought that was just a brilliant word. So
that's so good.
I think I might start calling people sasquatchian.
Yeah. Oh, they were very Sasquatchian.
Like a big, like dumb, like January 6th participator, you know? You know?
He was very
Sasquatchian.
who's the butler of the Addams Family?
Oh,
He was very
Lurch.
Lurchian.
Very Lurchian.
He was very, I want to say Lurchian, but more Sasquatchian, if that makes sense to you. He was a Sasquatch with a bald head.
He was Lurch-esque with a Sasquatchian nature.
He was called a Sasquatchian, which is a bald Sasquatch, and he was present on January 6th at the Capitol. And his name's Dave.
Isn't that guy on Duck Dynasty? Yes. Yes, I believe so.
Oh my God. Didn't we grow up with that guy's kids? We sure did.
He's in jail now.
Mm-hmm.
Some accounts describe the Fouke monster as running swiftly with a galloping gait and swinging its arms like
okay.
ape-like, you know?
Yeah, so that does make me think, okay, maybe it's more agile, more nimble than Bigfoot, you know?
Yeah. Like
because Bigfoot is not running usually. It's like, it's like snowshoe walk. Like it's like the equivalent of snowshoeing or cross-country skiing, I feel like. It's like got hard.
Yeah, it's just like bopping around. Yeah, but this is like the Fouke monster, from what is described, seems to be a little bit more like light on its feet and running rather than lumbering around. And reports also describe it as having a horrible odor, like being stank as fuck. And it's just like, this is like the worst combination, I think. It's a combination of skunk and wet dog. Which, woof.
Oh.
But that's like very wild animal, you know, like musky, like
that's
smelling.
True.
So
but, and also I'm assuming it lives outdoors, so it's like, yeah, of course. But that's so like, also
where it's like pungent, you know.
It's not getting that close to people, so they're smelling it from that far away. You know what I mean? Because nobody's actually been up right next to it. Yeah,
there's been like some quote unquote close encounters, like, but I feel like if you're close enough to something to like smell it, then it's too close.
Okay, I will say though, oh my God, I was walking downtown on Sunday, like around brunch time, to the pottery studio, and I started smelling so much cologne, and no one was even around.
Ew.
I know. No one had passed me, and I was like, oh my God, like it was so thick. And then I look, and these two dudes were each getting out of like their cars. They had parked like one behind the other. It was them. They smelled it. It was so much fucking cologne. I could smell them like outside, like 50 feet away. It was gross.
That happened to me. I was like going to the post office, and this woman, she wasn't even getting out of her car. She was like already out. She'd been outside, so she had time to air out, you know, and was getting in her car. And I don't know if it was her car or her when she opened the door. You know, like, I don't know if it was just her or her.
Or like the car has built up. Like,
I don't know.
Every time they put too much perfume or cologne
like
on and then get in the car.
She sprays herself while she's in the car or something. But I was just like, oh, and it was like not good perfume.
It never is. It never is, because that much of something is not good.
No, yeah, it was bad. I was just like, and then I can smell, like, you know, when you're just like driving or you're like out walking and somebody drives by you.
Yeah.
And you could smell their car.
That's too much. It's too
much. It's
I
like,
hate it.
It's like,
what? How do people not know?
I don't know, man. I think people have nose blindness. I think they don't smell very well. I think a lot of people have permanently had their sense of smell damaged from COVID. I truly believe it. I do.
Yeah. I mean, people wearing too much cologne or perfume has always existed, but it's probably worse now because, people have like permanent taste bud and like smell issues.
Yeah.
Dude, that sucks. And I feel bad for them, but also just stop using it. If you can't smell how much you're wearing, then you should not be using it.
No,
period.
yeah.
End of story.
It's irresponsible.
It is. It should be illegal, honestly.
There's so many people are like allergic to scents. Yeah. It's like,
oh my God. I walk into
instant
Sephora
migraine.
and yes. I'll walk into Sephora. I was like, oh, I kind of want to work at Sephora this holiday season. I feel like that would be fun and I'd get a discount. And I just want to like work with makeup, but you have to be able to be around the fucking perfume. And I can't. I walked in there the other day to pick up something. Like I ordered it ahead of time. And this girl was just kept spraying. And I was like, ma'am, like, did you smell it? Spray it onto the piece of paper and take it with you and smell it. Keep smelling it if you want to smell it that bad. Okay. Like
it's not good. It's like it's just as bad to have that much like perfume on.
I'd rather smell BO.
Like, I'd rather smell BO sometimes. Yeah.
I'd 100%.
You know?
Yeah. I'd rather smell any sort of natural human odor. Well, I guess we could say that like this is the grossest cryptid we've talked to.
I don't know. I feel like the squonk was gross.
Oh yeah, the squonk was gross emotionally, though. I feel like.
Yeah. And I don't think that I think Sasquatch is like stank too.
Yeah, true. They're all gross. It's like I don't want to Fouke any of these.
No Fouken.
I was gonna say, do we give the award for cryptid we'd least like to Fouke? We know which one we'd most like to Fouke. Pigman.
Oh yeah.
Like sexy ass pigman.
Yeah.
But no kissing.
No, get that face, get that snout away from me.
You know what I want it to do with that snout, though?
Eat your butt? I don't know. Oh my God. I'm just thinking of that Instagram you sent me with the guy with the longest nose.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't think that's worth a full episode because it's just like this man had a huge ass nose and like, at least once he had to have fucked someone with it.
It's just, it looks like a dick. Okay.
It looks like a dick. It's long and like, but I don't know if it's hard. It might be floppy.
But it has cartilage in it. So it's got to like,
but do you have cartilage all the way?
This guy must have.
Yeah. I don't know because it wasn't at full.
It wasn't like he had a trunk, but it wasn't like
it was very
around.
Like chody. It was like a half chub. It was like a chub. It's like a half erection.
People are like, it's making the rounds on the internet, and people are like, this man is like king. He invented the 69 and like all this shit. It's just like, oh my God.
Oh my God. All right.
We're so happy to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. I had my first session on BetterHelp the other day, and it was just so lovely. Could not have been easier to set up the appointment. Like there's like times to choose from. The user experience is just
chef's kiss.
It's so perfect. It's so easy. And, you know, my therapist chats with me throughout the week, just says hi, lets me know she's like thinking of me, and, you know, reminds me like, oh yeah, I should schedule my next. Like she doesn't say anything. She just says, hi, how are you? And like just pops in to say hi.
And then you're like, oh yeah, I want to talk to her about something.
Yeah, exactly. It's so nice.
It.
There's no like, you know, because sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm too busy, or like, oh, I'm like in a weird place. I don't really like want to think about that right now, or I don't want to think about anything. And then it's just like, I really appreciate that.
That's cool. And you like got right into it, right? Like you had your first session and like you talked about stuff.
Yeah.
If you're looking for someone to talk to, like this will connect you very quickly. We've talked about how hard it is finding someone maybe through, you know, like locally and kind of going through the internet in your area and trying to find, like, both of us had a very similar experience in that people weren't getting back to us. People were full. I was put on wait lists I had to wait on forever. And like you were able to find someone, schedule your first appointment, and actually talk to them about things that are important to you.
Yeah, I think like, you know, that's one of the hardest things. And I've said this before, like when you're not in a very like good place,
Yeah.
the hardest thing is to like pick up the phone or like call around or even just like doing like searches on the internet takes up
Yeah.
so much bandwidth sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple instances where I reached out to therapists and they were like, sorry, I'm full, like I'm not accepting new patients. And that like was like rejection and it
Right.
sucked.
It felt
So
icky.
it
Yeah.
felt really rough. But this experience with BetterHelp has just been so easy and like I don't know. I
Oh,
can't say enough about it. So
yeah. That's awesome.
if you're really looking for a way to start taking care of yourself and for it to just be as simple as it could be, this is a really, really good place to start.
I love that. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/DTFU. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DTFU.
Thank you for sponsoring this episode. BetterHelp.
Thank you so much. Thank you for our better minds.
So the Fouke Monster first made local headlines in 1971 when it was reported to have attacked the home of Bobby and Elizabeth Ford on May 2nd, 1971.
Dang.
So they're just like chilling in their house one night, and according to Elizabeth Ford, the creature, she thought she like heard something scuffling around outside and just assumed it was a bear. Like we live in the wilderness, like
These people live in Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere. It's like there's animals.
There's animals. You hear like you know, maybe like a little pawing around. You're like, oh, I don't want to go out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, oh, thought it was a bear. But it reached through a screen window while she was sleeping on a couch. And I don't know if it like grabbed her or she saw the arm coming through or what, but she freaked out. And then her husband and his brother Don chased it away. And they like chased after it with guns, like shot at it a few times, and they thought they probably hit it, but didn't see any blood anywhere. And there was a search of the area which, you know, nobody could find any kind of hint that there was anything around. But they did find 3-toed footprints close to the house, as well as scratch marks on the porch and damage to a window in the house's siding. So something was out there, maybe.
Yeah.
And they had heard some like noises around outside before, like a couple days before. But they had only lived in this house for like a week. And so they were just thinking, okay, it's just critters. Like we just need to, you know, we're in the sticks. Like we just need to chill out and let nature do its thing. But then they had this close encounter, which scared the shit out of them.
So weird that like there's just a lot of red flags in this, and I know it's like being picky, but like she was asleep and knows it reached through the screen, and it's like, well, if you were asleep, that's weird. Were you just laying on the couch? I don't know. I want to know, are these people drunk? Because like 1,000%. They are 100%, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, what's the brother doing over there? Like, she's passed out on the couch. Him and his brother are like fucking around in the garage. Like, what are they like? Are they just like crushing beers?
I think they're drinking beers and
shooting beer cans in the garage or something. Like,
who's to say? I don't know.
Yeah. And then it's like, now that you said like, oh, they had just moved in there like a week ago, it's like, okay, yeah, like what teens rented a costume, like a Sasquatch or an ape costume from a costume rental place that weekend? You know what I mean? It's like this, it's so weird when people like report this as a real thing. You know what I mean? It's not like someone in a costume came to our house and was fucking with us and we want to file a report. It's like, I saw a cryptid reaching through my screen. Please.
Also, bears can and will reach into things.
Yeah. They'll do the reach around.
Yeah, or maybe it was a raccoon, okay? Raccoons have those like creepy little human hands.
She was very drunk if she thought a raccoon was a bear.
Listen, they can get big and they can be rabid and scary. So
yeah, that's true. Maybe it was like 3 raccoons in a trench coat. And she couldn't tell. But a fur coat. 3 raccoons in a fur coat.
Maybe it was just a huge fucking raccoon.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
like an
that
ROUS.
would be a cryptid.
Yeah, dude. Why hasn't anybody invented this, okay?
Someone should. It should be us.
3-toed prints.
Oh, is that a raccoon foot?
Maybe. I don't know. Let me look it up.
Yeah, raccoon, like 3 or 4 probably. I feel like they have the little pad and then a couple around it. But probably not. But they have 5 fingers because they have like human hands.
Yeah. Okay.
Raccoons have baby human hands.
Yeah, they do. It's like a little baby hand.
Yeah.
But with like claws on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dang.
Well, whatever this was, who's to say?
Yeah, we don't know.
But they were freaked out, and I think they like called the police, and they were all scared, and they reported this scary thing, and they were like shooting at it. So
yeah, they were shooting at it. Well, yeah, hopefully it wasn't a person. Well, they didn't hit it, luckily. They thought they did, and then when they investigated it, they were like, there's no blood, so no, you didn't. But
they were like, we thought we were shooting at it. Man, that thing ran off. We don't know. We definitely hit it though.
That thing scurried off like it was a 3 raccoons in a fur coat.
We definitely hit it though.
We hit it.
We were really shooting. We shot a lot of bullets at it. Must have hit it.
Must have hit it. I heard it hit something. It's like, oh no, you just shot a
You
hole
boys ain't shoot nothing.
Yeah, you shot a hole in your gas tank, sir, in your car in the driveway.
There's like damage to the siding of the house. They're like, these are bullet holes.
Yeah.
This is buckshot.
Oh my God. Okay, so 1 month after the Fords had their sighting, Southern State College, which is now known as Southern Arkansas University, an archaeologist there, Frank Schambach, determined that there's a 99% chance the tracks are a hoax.
A direct quote from this.
A direct quote. There's a 99% chance the tracks are a hoax, which is like, commit to 100, sir. Also, I guess you always
no
have
wiggle
to
room. No wiggle room.
At least go to 99.99.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think we can all agree. But he wanted to provide additional information. So Schambach cited that the toe problem, so the fact that these had only 3 toe marks, but all primates have 5 toes, so it couldn't have been like an ape-like creature.
Couldn't be bipedal.
Bipedal, yeah.
The reason like a bipedal mammal has 5 toes
is for balance to walk on.
To walk on. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was standing up. So they're like, that doesn't check out. And he also cited the lack of historical primate activity in the region as being an issue. Like, that's another reason why it couldn't have been an ape-like creature, because we haven't had that in that region. And then all primates being completely diurnal. Okay, I didn't know how to say that, but that means they're daytime versus nocturnal, and that's what everybody was claiming, that this Fouke monster was supposed to be, like a nocturnal creature that was just like Peeping Tom, a peeping Fouke. Just like watching this woman snore on this couch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's falcing around out there.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing.
What?
The Fouks
Let's
come
see both
out
your
at night.
hands.
The Fouks come out at night.
Yeah, so he cited all these things as this being like just complete fuckery. He's like, this is not, nothing is going on.
He's like, all right, let's say there is something, the 1% chance. Let me tell you how it's not anything.
Yeah. Let me tell you
how it's wrong.
Yeah. Ugh. And then on May 23rd, 1971, 3 people reported seeing an ape-like creature crossing U.S. Highway 71. It was like the people were D.C. Woods Jr., Wilma Woods, and Mrs. R.H. Sedgast. These are all fake names, obviously. Like, yeah, for the police report, can I take your name? I'm Mrs. R.H. Sedgast. Like, these sound fake to me.
I don't know what they're doing in Arkansas. You don't know.
Yeah, who's to say? And most of the reports after this time or around this time, like excluding the Fords and the Woods, were just of the footprints, not of the actual creature. So people were reporting that they were finding a lot of these like 3-toed footprints throughout the fields and shit around the area. And the best known footprints were found in a soybean field belonging to local filling station owner Scott Keith. They were scrutinized by game warden.
Never trust anybody with 2 first names, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Scott Keith. Also, his parents were 2 first cousins.
Rude.
I just wanted to get another first. And okay, listen, no shade to Arkansas, but shade to Arkansas. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, that's the undercurrent here, is that this place is very backwoods, you know? Like, we're talking all these people, who knows what's going on?
Especially Fouke. Like, there's teeny tiny place, and
it's so rural.
It's very rural,
and I'm an elitist, so get over it. Okay. They were scrutinized. The footprints were scrutinized by game warden Carl Gallion, who was unable to confirm their authenticity. So I didn't know what a game warden was, but that's so funny to me. He's like, I know, I'm keeper of the game.
Game wardens are a big deal. They can like
I didn't know.
They like they keep like they track like like endangered animals and
that's cool.
Yeah.
I figured he had a job like that to do. But so yeah, he was like unable to confirm their authenticity. He couldn't say what it belonged to and just seemed again like fake. And then after news about the sightings, this is going to make so much sense to everyone listening who is thinking Arkansas. Interesting. Okay, so after news spread about the sightings, radio station KAAY. K?
Okay.
So this radio station posted a $1,090 bounty, very specific.
This reward amount is so weird and random.
It must have been exactly what they had like in the petty cash drawer at the radio station. They're like, we have $1,090. They're like, we have $1,089. And then like Deb, the secretary's like, I have $1. And they're like, we have $1,090.
It's like, just round down to 1,000. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's
keep
fine.
the $90. Throw a pizza party for the station. Like, have some fun with each other. You're all related. Okay. So rude. Okay. So several attempts were made to track the creature with dogs, but they were unable to follow its scent. That's a surprise since this thing is supposed to stink to the high heavens.
Oh, the dogs couldn't pick up a scent of a non-existent thing
that smells like swass. And then, okay, so when that failed, hunters began to take interest, bringing their guns out into these, they wouldn't be streets, but into these fields. And they're like, trying to find this monster. And the Miller County Sheriff, Leslie Greer, was forced to put a temporary no guns policy in place in order to preserve public safety, because people were just out here with their guns, probably shooting anything that moved and looked remotely tall.
Honestly, like if you get enough people in like a single area, like especially when people are like just out there trying to hunt and like minding their own business, like, you know,
you have like regular people and then you have people hunting. It's like there might just be regular people out here like taking a walk.
Yeah, or like trying to hide in a blind and like just trying to, you know.
Or other hunters. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like
and so in 1971, 3 people were fined $59 each for filing a fraudulent monster report. So that's unrelated to the guns, but there were 3 people.
Yeah, there's definitely like there was like an epidemic of just like, you know, people. It was like it got very viral, this whole thing.
Yeah,
for the time. Yeah.
59. If I knew I was gonna get fined for doing something I really thought was funny and it was only $59, I'd do it.
Yeah, but that's like in those days, like that'd be like
true, $150,
$100 and some dollars now. Yeah,
I'd still do it if I thought it was funny enough and I had the cash.
Yeah, it's kind of low stakes.
Yeah. I'd maybe try and tie it to like some radio promotion or something. You know, try to get that
$1,090.
Yeah, try to get it. And so then time goes by, and by 1986, the mayor of Fouke, Virgil Roberts, and former Miller County Sheriff Leslie Greer were of the opinion that the alleged Fouke monster tracks were man-made. They finally came to the conclusion over a decade later that in fact these were man-made.
Yeah.
And then Greer's coworker at the time, Chief Deputy H.L. Phillips, said that he had not taken calls regarding the monster in years. He didn't believe the creature existed, stating, "I don't believe in it, but I'd say you don't argue with people who say they've seen it. Many were respectable and responsible folks." So he was not being judgy about who said they had or hadn't seen it. He didn't believe in it, but he was fine to let other people believe in it.
This is why we're in the state that we are now.
Agreed. It's like that's false news. That's not a fact.
We have let people for our own comfort's sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
to not be in a confrontation.
When somebody is obviously full of shit or has allowed themselves to be taken for a ride.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So all of this, you know, this craze in the early 70s of everybody like claiming they had encounters or like that there were sightings of the Fouke monster, it inspired the 1972 docudrama The Legend of Boggy Creek, the movie, to be released. And it basically, this movie, it's like half you know, dramatic movie with like actors and stuff in it,
like reenactments.
Actors is
air quotes.
No
one famous is in it. No one with a Wikipedia page is in it. Like
no one with the IMDb.
Yeah, you can't even link to anyone.
A lot of people who are actual, you know, people who live in Fouke, like who had experiences or are in this movie. This movie is very it's very 70s. It's very like of the time. It mixes stage interviews with some local residents, like I was saying, who claim that they had encountered the creature. And then like it's like a reenactment, but like a little more like you know, produced and the aesthetic is like of the time, which is great.
It sounds very much like a Christopher Guest movie to me.
Yes.
Like the way it's described. I don't know if that's in the execution, but
yeah. So I would say it's like it's very boring. It's like a lot of shots of like nature that are just take really long to. It's just like a lot of those, but it's like also has that aesthetic of like a slasher film, of like early slasher film, like the way that it like kind of builds up this like you feel like it's starting to build up attention, but then it just doesn't. Like, you know, like it's like
nothing
Texas,
ever. Yeah.
It's like you're building towards like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of like scary moment, but it just doesn't ever get there. But they do show like a kind of reenactment of what happened with the
Fords.
The Ford family. Yeah.
He punches through the window.
Yeah, it is. And that was pretty, it was okay. It was just wasn't very scary though. So,
well, I mean, they made it on a $160,000 budget, which is pretty impressive for what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
how like artsy it was. The director was Charles B. Pierce, who was just like a local salesman and convinced a bunch of kids at the high school to work on it. Like, which I'm assuming they worked for free.
I mean, this man really made his, like, you know, film school dreams come true, because it is so very cool. That. Yeah, it's not bad.
This is the best kind of example of that, where it's like, oh, he's doing this other job, but like has this passion for a project he wants to complete, so he does it on the side. He's like, you know, he's like, I'm just gonna make it. I have this idea. I'm just gonna make it. I'm not gonna wait for someone else to like let me make it.
Honestly,
very cool.
Like, that's the thing about this movie that I find so impressive, and why it is a cult classic, I think, is because it's just this, like, it's a very like honestly, this is the most interesting thing about this whole topic about
is the film
to me. Yeah. Because it is just this like guy who made it, who I don't think he did anything else really, but like, this was his like kind of passion project, and he kind of capitalized on the moment of this, like, all of becoming like this frenzy, you know, this like kind of media frenzy, and he just like made this movie out of nothing, kind of, and really quickly, and it was just like low budget, well, for the time, and now I guess.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, it was probably like a mid-range budget for the time. I don't know. Who's to say, I guess. But, you know, it's hard these days because movies are hundreds of millions of dollars sometimes.
Well, it made a shit ton of money for its time.
It did good, yeah. And it didn't have anyone famous. Like, no one was, but it was very, you know, people were talking about this and kind of interested in it. So it made it did well in the box office. In 1972, with its initial release, $25 million it made. That's not confirmed, but I guess that's like what his daughter said, who has like his books and stuff. He's now passed, but yeah, like she said that it made about $25 million with its initial release, and then it was re-released in 1975 because it did so well and it was so interesting, and it made another almost $5 million. So like, that's a good amount for only spending $160,000.
Dude, yeah, it's a huge return on investment.
Huge.
And I mean, honestly, like, a lot of the movie, like, the filler of it is like these like really kind of nature-y shots. Like,
he was a Ken Burns before his time.
Well, he didn't have the like huge wide shots, but it was like lots of close-up of, like, you know, the swamp and the sounds of nature and stuff.
Ooh.
But yeah, kind of Ken Burnsy, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like, but also had, like, again, like I said, like that kind of 1970s like aesthetic of like a horror film. I don't know. It was like very endearing to me to see like the people that lived in this town in it.
Oh. Like,
and they were like doing not a bad job. Like,
oh, good.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was I get why it's a cult classic. And I think it's very impressive that this man just like made this movie, and it was such a huge success for the time.
Well, I mean, like, you're not the only person. Yeah, you're not the only person that found it, like, you know, impressive and very, like, I don't know, just interesting, because it inspired other films, like the writer and director Daniel Myrick. I mean, a cult classic will do that, right? Like, something about it gets into people's brains, and then they like latch on to whatever it is that they like about it. Yeah. And I think this film, it wasn't the narrative. It was the artistic, like the vision of it. It was
there's some like shots and some like creative camera work that I can tell like it did inspire other things probably.
And you know what it takes sometimes is someone who has no idea what they're doing. And they're like, you know what? I just need to get this to happen, and they figure out a creative way to do it because they're not all like tied into, well, that's not how you do it, you know?
Yeah,
that's what's cool. And it did open up, like, I mean, cult classic, inspired other directors. Daniel Myrick, who directed and co-directed and wrote the Blair Witch Project in 1999. He cited the legend of Boggy Creek as like being very influential.
Okay, this is very interesting. Okay,
yeah, it makes sense from the visuals a little bit.
I think just like some of the shots, honestly, like, and just like the feeling of it, because it's like you're in the forest, you know, and it's just like that kind of claustrophobic feeling. Yeah. So I can totally see that. That's very interesting.
Isn't that weird that it's a claustrophobic feeling and you're in the middle of nowhere outside in nature? Oh, I love movies so much. I just got full body chills.
I know.
My God. Okay, so there were some sequels. One official, one unofficial, but I don't think Charles B. Pierce ever worked. Like he wasn't involved, but like maybe his estate was, or like he gave the thumbs up, but he didn't really work on it. The official one, Boggy Creek 2 and the Legend Continues, was released in 1985, and it was later featured in an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, which when I brought it up, Pete's like, I think I've seen that on Mystery Science Theater. And then I was like, oh no, it was the second one. I guess that one's not as good as the first one.
Okay. They never are.
And then the unofficial one, Return to Boggy Creek, actually featured the Dawn Wells, a.k.a. Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
Oh.
Yes, which I thought was interesting. She plays like a mom. Her kids are like being chased by this thing or whatever.
Okay.
By the Swamp Stalker. But I do want to talk real quick about the original movie poster, which in itself is pure art.
I fucking love this visual.
It's so good. The color scheme, it's like the swamp at sunset. It's like looks like it's on fire with like the oranges and the yellows. It's very beautiful.
Very 70s, but also very beautiful.
70s. Mm-hmm. Very 70s. It looks like a poster that you would have like in a house
I want
or
this.
something.
I want this poster.
Oh, I bet you could buy it on Etsy.
I'm gonna look for it because it's the art and the like font of the
font's great.
It's
like almost Old English, but like not as hard Old English. I don't
know.
Also, the movement expressed in this poster, like it really conveys the galloping that was mentioned in the sightings, like the way the arm is reaching down, but also, and this is what I thought immediately when we were researching doing this topic, like we were, on our status earlier this week talking about this, looks like a speed skater. It's the first speed skating cryptid that we've ever seen. Right?
Yeah, it's good. I can see that.
Like, you know how they like lean down? They move their arm. They like go with their arm. They kind of move it back and forth, and the other arm's behind their back. It looks like that to me.
I want this poster so bad.
You need it.
I absolutely love it so much. It's like it's sinister, but also beautiful at the same time. Yes,
which is the film, it sounds like.
Yeah. It is. There is a reverence in this movie for nature and for, and for the creature itself. There's like respect for it that's conveyed because it's like, what is happening with this creature? Is this like, what's going on? Are they lonely? Like, how do we like, but also like, shouldn't we leave it alone? But also it's like coming into like town, and I don't know. It's very fascinating. So
I love it.
It's very fun.
Well, okay, going back to the beginning, you mentioned that there's like in the town. There's not much going on, but they have since capitalized on, like, the town itself has capitalized on the buzz with businesses and stuff. And when I didn't even notice, but I was like searching like Fouke Monster, you know, and I didn't even notice that Fouke Monster Mart populated in the search bar, and they got it. Listen, okay, this is when we go on our US tour, and first stop is Casa Bonita, or maybe that's the grand finale. And also we go to that like Shields or whatever in the pyramid, that big like outdoor store. I don't know if it's a Shields, but that's an outdoor store. But it's
the
like
Bass Pro Shop.
Bass Pro Shop in the pyramid. And there's probably other places I'm forgetting, but you know, those are two places I want to go on our US tour. We have to go to Fouke Mart.
Oh yeah.
Located obviously in Fouke, Arkansas. This place is historical museum meets souvenir shop meets convenience store all in one place. You can legit look at fossils. You could buy a Sasquatch mug or send a Sasquatch postcard, and you could destroy your intestines with a Slim Jim, babe. That's what this place is all about. It's a one-stop shop. I fucking love it. And
I want to get some Fouke jerky, okay?
I want to get some Fouke jerky. Yeah. And I want to get an old piece
of Swamp Stalker jerky.
Some swamp jerky.
Yeah, baby.
I want to get some obviously merch. Like they have like everything looks very Bigfooty. I don't think it's like proprietary Fouke Monster.
Here's the thing. It's not, to me, it's like not a knockoff Bigfoot. It's not a faux Bigfoot. But
that's what they're selling it as.
I know. This is like the obscure, like you've probably never heard of it kind of cryptid. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like this is the obscure cryptid. Like this is the, I don't know, exclusive.
Like this, like.
I want to rebrand him is what I'm saying.
The lesser known. It's like, okay, do
any of these other fucking cryptids have like a cult classic film?
Dude.
I don't think so.
This is the art house cryptid.
Yes.
This is the art house Sasquatch. Okay, I totally get it.
It's giving culture. So yeah, it's interesting. So
yeah, I'm never going there.
No.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Follow us on social media.
Ooh, at DTFU podcast.
Go to our website. It's dtfupodcast.com. You can shoot us a story. We love getting listener stories. Maybe we'll do a big end of the year listener story episode. Maybe we'll do that for our 300th episode. I don't know. We still haven't figured out what we're going to do.
Oh my God.
Got to figure that out.
It's really coming fast and furious. And it's like during the holidays, which is hard. Maybe after. It might be. Yeah.
But send us a note through there. That's probably the best way to reach us because it just goes straight to our email.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Go to our Patreon. Patreon.
Ooh, yeah. Patreon. Yeah.
Patreon.com/DTFU podcast, and lots of fun stuff on there. Extra content, more content than you would ever believe. And we have a Discord, so that's super fun. Check it out.
That's the best.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody stay excellent to yourselves
and each other.
Bye.
Bye.